They don't put in extra work. They don't go above and beyond to hone their skills, improve their game. This is a club. This is a get-together. This is a player meet and greet. This is a hangout, and the WNBA is just where they choose to hang out. And the NBA and the owners within the league, they're funding this hangout.
The WNBA is in full-on damage control land. It's not over slipping ratings or empty seats. This time, the real threat is far bigger. A powerhouse league waving an enormous paycheck right under the nose of their crown jewel. Caitlin Clark.
Can you feel it? Can you feel the panic reverberating throughout the WNBA dump? WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term.
After months of hearing their stars gripe about poverty level, pay despite, the league raking in record revenue, the WNBA is staring down its biggest nightmare yet. A rival league ready to pay women's basketball players what they're truly worth.
Now, I don't know what to believe from financials, but they got a lot of money backing them from TNT Sports and a lot of investors. And word has it that they came within $10 million of breaking even their first season. That's damn sight a lot. That's damn sight a lot better than the WNBA's done ever.
Let's be crystal clear about what's unfolding. Unrivalled, the 3-on-3 startup that's been making waves since January, has just finished its debut season. And the results are nothing short of staggering.
Unrivalled will forever change the WNBA.
For sure.
And the way that they do business, the way that they treat their players, any agreement going forward. Unrivalled did things that were unprecedented. And I think it showed players their value, and players in that upcoming CBA are going to ask for everything. And I think that they're going to have to make something work if they want to see the product on TV, right?
Players in Unrivalled are pulling in an average of $220,000. For just 8 weeks of play, nearly triple what the average WNBA player earns in an entire season. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, the superstar who single-handedly reignited national interest, in women's basketball's taking home a paltry $78,666. In her second year with the Indiana Fever, the numbers aren't just lopsided, they're downright insulting.
Essentially stalled for a new collective bargaining agreement in the WNBA. For the first time ever, WNBA players think they have leverage. Key word, think. Now, in their defense, they do have leverage in the short term. The problem is, if this short-term leverage is used and the 2026 WNBA season is canceled, it could have devastating long-term impacts on pretend basketball.
Here's where things get really interesting and rivaled. Isn't tossing out big checks just for show. They have a plan, and it's working. League President Alex Bozell revealed that salaries will climb even higher in 2026 after their debut. Season shattered every financial projection. In year one alone, the league pulled in over $27 million in revenue, coming close to breaking, even when most startup leagues bleed money. Now, they're gearing up for round two. Locked on the one player who could turn them from a breakout experiment into a full-blown threat to the WNBA's monopoly.
I'm wondering, will the WNBA get within $10 million this season? I kind of doubt it, considering Caitlin Clark's missed, 13, 14 games or something like that? We saw ticket prices plummeted. We know the ratings have gone down in games that she's not involved with, which has drove the ratings down across the league. So I don't know.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe, because the WNBA drama is just getting started. The desperation from players has never been more obvious. At the 2025 All-Star Game in Indianapolis, every single player took the court in black t-shirts reading, "Pay us what you owe us." More than 40 players packed into a tense meeting with league officials, the largest turnout in WNBA history, before collectively opting out of their current bargaining agreement. Now they're demanding $45 million, team salary caps, and individual contracts worth up to $1 million. The twist, they're making these demands to a league that somehow managed to lose $40 million in what it called its most successful year ever.
In the All-Star Game, wearing "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirts. WNBA players whose salaries are subsidized by the NBA wear t-shirts declaring "Pay us what you owe us." They must have thought this was a great idea. Oh, folks, we're really going to stick it to the owners. We are really going to stick it to the league. We're going to walk out in solidarity with a t-shirt that says "Pay us what you owe us," and then they'll have no choice but to pay us what they owe us. Now, my question is, what exactly?
The timing couldn't be better for Unrivalled to make its move. While WNBA players are pleading for scraps from a league bleeding cash, Unrivalled is proving women's basketball can turn a profit while actually paying athletes what they're worth. The contrast is downright embarrassing. Angel Reese pocketed $50,000 just for winning the Unrivalled championship, more than 2/3 of her entire WNBA rookie contract. And Paige Buchers, she's set to earn roughly $350,000 in her first year with Unrivalled, more than she'd make in her entire 4-year WNBA rookie deal.
Is that Paige Becker's 10-week commitment to Unrivalled? 10-week commitment, 10 weeks to Unrivalled. She will make more in that first year than she will in the WNBA, where she's only projected to make $78,000. And I know there's still some haters, some unbelievers mad that women decided to bet on themselves, make this startup that is already putting the foot on the gas, right? Already making the WNBA look bad. I understand that. And they're wondering how they're paying for it. Well, Unrivalled made $1 million in ticket sales this year. Unrivalled made over $1 million in merchandise sales this year. And that's not even counting like the jersey stuff.
Now picture the Caitlin Clark signs with Unrivalled for the 2026 season. Overnight, they land the most marketable player in women's basketball, a proven moneymaker who can pack arenas and crash streaming platforms. But what if it doesn't? Stop there. What if Unrivalled shifts from 3-on-3 to full 5-on-5? They've already teased the idea, with executives talking about moving into bigger arenas and tweaking the format for future seasons. Fast forward to Unrivalled 2027, a full-scale 5-on-5 league featuring Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, and every other major star tired of WNBA paychecks that don't match their worth. They're playing in NBA arenas, airing on TNT, and earning salaries that truly reflect their value. Meanwhile, the WNBA is stuck with whoever couldn't land a better deal. Playing in half-empty venues while their former headliners are packing Madison Square Garden just 20 miles away.
Alex Brazel, the co-founder of the 3-on-3 Women's Basketball League, composed of exclusively WNBA players, told Front Office Sports that the league has signed nearly 90% of its player pool for the 2026 season. Quote, "We have a few spots left open to fill, and then we're pretty much ready to go."
The WNBA's response: pure delusion. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert keeps preaching transformational change and hypergrowth, yet continues offering players the same broken revenue-sharing model that's kept them underpaid for nearly 3 decades. It's basically saying, asterisk, we know you're worth more, but we're still going to pay you less. Because reasons. Asterisk, it's like watching someone try to fight a house fire with a garden hose, while the fire department sits outside with top-tier equipment. And here's the most maddening part. The WNBA had every chance to treat Caitlin Clark like the franchise superstar she is. Instead, they stood by while their own players turned her into a punching bag, cheap-shotting her on the court, trashing her popularity, and making her apologize for bringing the league unprecedented attention. It's quite possibly the most backwards business strategy in sports history, sabotaging your biggest draw out of sheer jealousy.
I've been telling y'all this. The league doesn't like Unrivaled. I'm tired of going back and forth with people that's no business would want you to work for them and then basically replicate their business and try to make it better and all that type of stuff. No business does that. So it baffles my mind how a lot of y'all sit back and think, oh, the WNBA loves Unrivaled. No, they don't.
Meanwhile, Unrivaled is rolling out the red carpet for every athlete who signs on. We're talking luxury apartments, personal chefs, childcare services, top-tier recovery facilities, and even a Sephora-sponsored glam room. They get that treating. Players, like professionals, goes far beyond just writing a check. It's about creating an environment where they can thrive on and off the court. The WNBA's version of player care, telling athletes to be grateful for charter flights they only got after decades of complaints. Financially, the contrast is brutal. Despite all their speeches about growth and popularity, the WNBA is still bleeding cash, with the NBA subsidizing their losses for 28 years to the tune of hundreds of millions. Now they're asking for 50% revenue sharing when they only own 42% of their own league. After selling majority control just to keep the lights on, yet they want to negotiate like they're running a booming, profitable business. Unrivalled, on the other hand, is playing a completely different game. They've raised over $35 million from real investors, locked in a $100 million media rights deal with TNT, and landed heavyweight sponsors like Samsung, Ally Financial, and Miller Lite, while paying players more than any women's pro sports league in history. No handouts, no excuses. Just proof that women's basketball can thrive as a standalone business.
It continues to show that this league is where people want to be because they treat them right. They're providing the resources for them. They're promoting them the way they should be promoted. And that's what women's basketball players deserve. That's what women deserve. A lot of you may be wondering, well, why can Unrivaled do it and why can't the WNBA do it? The WNBA can do it, but you need to understand can and will and choose to are all different things.
The desperation inside WNBA front offices has to be off the charts right now. They're watching their top talent openly flirt with a rival that offers better pay, better treatment, and better opportunities. Satou Sabally just announced she's played her last game in Dallas right after spending time with former Oregon teammate Sabrina Ionescu in Unrivaled. Connect the dots. But here's the real nightmare for the WNBA. Unrivaled isn't even operating at full strength yet. They don't have Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson, or several other megastars who could instantly transform the league's reach. They're already thriving without the WNBA's biggest names. Now imagine when they start signing players who can single-handedly double TV ratings and triple merch sales. The clock is ticking on the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. They've got until October to strike a deal or face the first work stoppage in league history. But this time, they're not just bargaining against their own players, they're up against a competitor that's already proven the WNBA's favorite. Excuse wrong, you can pay women's basketball players like the professionals they are.
Unrivaled is making moves. Unrivaled is making moves, and they making them in a major way, y'all. They are making moves in a major way. Unrivaled announced the signings of look, they're going and getting the young, popping, upcoming talent. WNBA, y'all better figure something out. Y'all better figure something out. Unrivaled is making moves. We already see the players talking about they are willing to strike. They want what they want. Pay us what you owe. Pay us what you owe.
The most revealing part of this entire saga, even WNBA legends are starting to question the league's strategy. During the All-Star game, when players hit the court wearing "Pay Us What You Owe Us" shirts, the crowd broke into chants of "Pay them," all while Commissioner Engelbert was trying to present awards. The fans get it, the players get it. The only people who seem clueless about basic economics are the ones running the league. And then there's the Caitlin Clark factor. Every stat backs up what